Hey everybody, today I have a 2007 Toyota Rav4 in the shop and it needs a steering rack. So I was absolutely shocked when I looked up the book time on this. 2007 to 2008 is 11.1 hour labor time. That is savage. I looked up the procedure. I don't usually even look up procedures. They want you to pull the motor on this thing. There is no way in heck we were doing that. I've already looked under it. There's tons of room for activities. So we're going to pull this steering rack probably very quickly without doing any of that. And I thought I'd make a video about it. So let's go. Yeah, here we are. So we got a couple bolts. Obviously the steering shaft, we have to disconnect that. Outer tie rods. Looks like this engine mount possibly, but I don't really see why we can't slide it out. So I'm gonna slide it out. 11 hours, peanut butter cups. First things first, I just want to access this bolt, make sure it's clocked in the right way. We'll go up top and we'll lock the steering wheel so we don't damage the clock spring. Let's just pop this off. I might need two hands, but this is what I'm doing. I just popped this off. I just wanted to get eyes on it and make sure that bolt head right there that you can see was accessible in this position. So my wheels are in the straight ahead position. That's accessible, perfect. I'm gonna bring the vehicle down. We're gonna go inside and start. I'll show you what to do in the vehicle first before we take this out. Also to note, this is not master splined. I looked at the new rack. It can go into any orientation. So we're gonna have to make sure we use a permanent marker, a Sharpie, and we're gonna make an indication. But I'll wait because this boot is really thick and I can't really work around it that easily. I think I'm gonna try to there's two of these joints. There's another joint up here. It might be more accessible from in the vehicle. And then I'll be able to get the whole boot out of my way and it'll just make that easy. So we'll go upstairs and we'll just check it out. Okay guys, we're gonna jump inside here. Now pay attention, this is an absolute. I love absolutes in this industry. Anytime you're working on a vehicle with an airbag, for any reason you need to disconnect anything with the steering rack, steering linkage down to the rack, I should say, grab your seatbelt, fish it all the way through. Lock it back in. Okay? If we disconnect this steering shaft down here and this thing freewheels, the clock spring inside for the airbag has a ribbon attached to it and it's only meant to go a certain amount of revolutions each way. If it goes too far, it'll damage it. They're super expensive. It'll be a nightmare. Don't do it. All right, we're going to jump underneath and I'm going to get this boot up and try to access the rest of the steering linkage. Also, guys, I forgot to mention, I did disconnect the battery. I generally try to avoid doing that because it's a pain to reset presets and unlock stereos, but since I don't know how this is going to go, I figured why not. These two little guys, I just undid by hand. This pops out and it's already split. Comes right off, easy peasy. In here, I took a little bit of brake clean just to clean that shaft, and I added some permanent marker with a Sharpie so I can realign all this up. And check it out, our bolt is accessible in this position. Almost like they know what they're doing when they design things. All right, let's get this bolt out. We'll go back below and we'll try to get this shaft to disconnect. All right, so I got it off. I just used a pry bar. My snap-on pry bar didn't cut it. I had to bust out this little gear wrench one. And this one is legit. It's got an adjustable. You push this button and you can move it. It locks. You can get really nice little angles. Sometimes the cheap tools are amazing. So that's off. Now we can go down below. Right. This is on there's the slip yoke in it, so it can go up and down. Right. So that's out of the way. Got my indicator there. Let's go below this thing and finish it off. Okay, I pushed it up enough to get it out of the way at least. It's actually really tight to get off. This shaft is pretty much touching the body up here. So I can easily access this now. I'm gonna make a mark like I did up top there with some blue permanent marker so I know how this lines up. Blast this off, and I can probably pry against it between the rack and this shaft. Get this shaft up enough that I'll take this out with the rubber boot all at once. That is a very stout boot. Okay, I actually had to remove this first. It is not pliable at all, but this steering shaft was, it was just going up inside of it and like bottoming out. This shaft actually has to go back up into that hole, into the firewall. So, just gotta bend the shit out of this and try to pop it up and it will come out, and then this comes out easy. All right, we're almost there, guys. This is easy. So, this mount's gonna have to come out. I could feel that the steering rack is just gonna hit this this bolt. There's only 2 bolts holding the rack down, and it's gonna hit this mount. So 2 bolts right here, and then the cross bolt right here. And I might support the engine, or I might just pry it with, I have a massive pry bar. Maybe I'll just wiggle it loose and shove a piece of wood in there. And then your tie rods, I'm replacing mine because why are we going to this much trouble to put a rack in and reuse the tie rods? But for whatever reason, if you have to reuse yours, clean the threads, lube it, break these loose now while it's all together and being held by the vehicle. Also, if you're reusing it, make sure you, when you take this apart, you don't use a pickle fork, which will just destroy the boot. So you just got to loosen this, back it off, and take a sledgehammer and hit right here. Really hard. This will just fall out. If you're throwing them in the garbage, pickle fork it up if you want. So what actually happened with my rack here is I thought the inner tie rod had play, and the actual rack itself had all the play. So that's why mine's kind of apart. Anyways, this should be easy. I'm gonna jump into this. 17 mil deep on the lower engine mounts, 17 mil ratchet and wrench or impact with a swivel. Look how big this 17 mil is. Gear wrench. That's pretty cool, right? Maybe I'll throw up some of these tools in links in the description if you guys are in need of some affordable, pretty cool tools. Okay, here's the little bracket I said, 10 mil. I got the bolt out, but it's just tagging my rack. Instead of fighting it with a pry bar or lifting the motor, which I could do, I think I'll just loosen the rack, and it has to come out anyway, so when it moves over a centimeter, it'll pop out. Okay, first of all, there was 2 more bolts holding that on, which I didn't see underneath this plastic cover. I am just about ready to pop this thing out. My good flashlight died. This is like using a freaking candlelight, but here's my rack right here. Here's my rack right here. It's hitting the drive shaft. I was trying to be lazy, but I think I'm going to have to just loosen those drive shaft bolts to just lift the drive shaft up like 2 inches. We're so close. We're so close. I was hoping I could pry it, but I don't want to damage something. This thing is held in pretty tight with the rest of the mount still holding it up. Okay. All right, guys, I removed these 4 drive shaft bolts up here, and then I even loosened the steady bearing. I'm just hanging it with a strap. That gave lots of room for me to pull the drive shaft, and that was all the clearance I needed to slide this thing out. Easy peasy. So rack is right here with my new one. Now I'm going to take a measurement from end to end and set my new tie rods up to match this. And then back together. So the time I've taken so far, it took me 1 hour and 20 minutes so far to get this thing on the ground. And I don't know, it's my first time doing it. And I was trying to film while I was doing it. So yeah, that's crazy, 11-hour book. I will throw some torque specs up somewhere in this video. I don't know if I'm going to keep filming this part. It's going to be the opposite procedure to put this thing back together. I'm going to have my customer go for a wheel alignment when this is all done. We need to make sure the rack is centered. Maybe I'll do that with you guys. I think the easiest way here, guys, is this rack was centered when it came out. Remember, we have my indicator here. I should have carried this marking down onto the rack itself. That would have been handy. But regardless, my racks are lined up. Everything is same. What's frustrating is most racks have a master spline on them. So like if you get it close enough, it'll only go in one orientation. But this can literally, tooth by tooth, I can move it around, right? This isn't master splined. So I'm going to try to carry this over. I'm going to set up my new tie rods on here to have the exact same overall dimensions as that one. Put it back in and just try to line up all my marks, and hopefully it is close. If not, I can pop this shaft from underneath the seat where it was easy to get to. I could pop that up and turn it a tooth and put it back down to try to get it close, to at least get the steering wheel centered when the vehicle is going centered. It still has to go for an alignment. You'll never get the alignment perfect doing this. It has to go on an alignment rack, but we can get it very close. Good luck, guys.